schools last week, and I'm not gonna lie, I forgot who Sleepy Joe plays as, but we will find out again pretty soon. But I do know Chico usually is a Donkey Kong main, so we might see him come out as the big DK, definitely a heavy character. Which, again, my co-caster Septolin said we don't really see a lot of a lot of DK players in tournament play. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, especially seeing who Sleepy Joe's gonna put in this first match.
Absolutely. And it's a great point bringing up that not that many people play Donkey Kong, because this is a character that honestly I think does have quite a few good tools working for them. Like a lot of those arm moves are actually kind of disjointed, which, kind of funny to think of a gorilla with swords for arms. And sure, the character is a bit of combo food, but like a lot of good Donkey Kong players know how to sort of get around that pretty well.
Exactly. So as these two schools are choosing which stage they are going with, and it looks like it's going to be PS2, the Pokemon Stadium, not the old console rip. But as soon as that goes in your way, which is going to be right now, and it's going to be Pyra and Mithra for Sleepy Joe. I do remember this now. So this will be quite the interesting matchup. Pyra definitely has the heaviness to go up against Donkey Kong, but then you also have Mithra, whose neutral game is just stellar.
Yes, and Mithra's combo game is also so good, which we just talked about how Donkey Kong is kind of combo food. Oh,
terrible luck.
And yeah, but that's another thing about Mithra as well. Recovery, not that great. So
neither was that. Oh my goodness.
That was worth it. That was completely worth it from Chico. Like, you took 2 stocks in a matter of seconds, and you could end this entire game in under a minute if you just really go for it here.
Yeah, this is definitely not the start Sleepy Joe was hoping for. This has probably gone so bad, and there's that lethal grab Donkey Kong always has, able to just walk around and then just chuck his opponents out of the stadium. But right now, we're seeing Sleepy Joe trying to make a little bit of a comeback with Mithra, but if you want to get some KO power, time to bring in her, Pyra.
Yes, absolutely. Especially because, this is a very difficult situation for Sleepy Joe because, okay.
There we go.
The character does have a lot of rage now because, took all that damage. So that does mean Pyra's kill power is even greater. So Sleepy Joe does have an opportunity to make quite a comeback here. And it is back to even stocks here. So even if one of these players wins, it's pretty much considered the same as if it's a last hit situation.
Exactly. And oh my goodness, isn't Sleepy Joe making a really great comeback right now? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But can he survive right here? Oh, he almost got away with it, and the up spike. I thought Mithra was gonna go down, went up, but Chico either way is just gonna take this first stock. But I'll tell you what, this was very competitive, not from the start, but at the end. I mean, how Sleepy Joe was able to just regain all of that ground he lost, those 2 stocks that were taking so early. I mean, to hang on with 1 stock against a really heavy character with Donkey Kong who has kill power for days. Sleepy Joe, I think he's gonna be fine. He only allowed 1 point basically in this matchup, so definitely a pretty good start.
Absolutely, and
for both.
Honestly, I think that both of these players did a bit of an overextension because that final, that SD from Chico was definitely not necessary because they could have recovered if they'd not gone for that final back air. Because the interesting thing about playing against Pyra and Mithra is you have to sort of know how far you have to commit, because sometimes they just won't recover anyways if you've sent them far enough away. And I think that, in my opinion at least, Sleepy Joe did overcommit a little bit at the very end, and because of that, Chico was able to get that down smash to catch the recovery.
Exactly, and as we saw Sleepy Joe switch back over to Pyra. Pyra is obviously the heavier out of the two, so Pyra's definitely got some kill power, so that really helped right here. And we're pretty much running it back, same character, same stage. The only difference is Chico is donning the yellow tie and the black skin for Donkey Kong.
And let's see if that makes any of a difference. Maybe Sleepy Joe is like, okay, now I'm back in a better headspace right now, especially because there was a lot of momentum going into that game on Sleepy Joe's side.
Exactly, and right now we're already seeing a little flip right here. Chico was able to drop the funny number 69 on Sleepy Joe, but immediately Sleepy Joe flipped the script, and now having Chico take the lead in damage percentage, he might get the first kill right here.
This is getting very close to an early kill from Sleepy Joe here. Just needs like one more good hit. Oh my!
Oh,
missing that. And
that could be it right here.
Scary thing about
just a little headbutt can go a long way, especially if you're Donkey Kong. If that makes any sense, I'm not sure. And you can put that in real life, but in Smash, yeah, it makes sense.
Scary thing about though using Pirate Side B is you cannot use your specials or your normals when that move is being when it's out.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe he recovered.
Yeah, I mean Donkey Kong's got very good horizontal recovery, so definitely not the worst to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of Pyra and Mythra's recoveries, they're not the greatest in terms of both horizontal and a little bit vertical, if I do say so myself. That could just be me struggling to use the character, but from what I've noticed, it's usually vertical that really helps.
Yeah, vertical is generally a good idea because it allows for you to recover low, but I mean, Donkey Kong, you may as well just give up on vertical recovery for the most part.
Exactly, yeah. You definitely just got to stick to your jumps and pretty much try to stick to the stage as best as you can. And that Mythra side horizontal recovery, that's the best horizontal that they have right there, and that's a pretty good horizontal.
Yeah, and an interesting thing about that Chico was actually trying to edge guard there is because the hurt box of Photon Edge, Mythra's side B, is actually just a straight line. So you pretty much just have to catch them with that once, and it's a free edge guard.
There you go. And right now, Sleepy Joe has to come back down one stock, try to get a quick kill to try to even things up pretty quickly against Chico, but Chico's not allowing that right now, playing ferociously. And now here comes Pyra with the flame sword, trying to make something happen. The Prominence Revolt's not gonna do it right now, so still a pretty close game, except for the stocks.
I'm really liking actually this play from Chico right now. Seeing that Sleepy Joe's playing a bit desperately, trying to get a stock at least, and just taking advantage of that. Whew.
What a spike from Chico. And Marquette's gonna take this first game, making it, I believe, 4-0 or 5-0. 5-0. That is the correct score. So definitely a great start for Marquette, as you saw. Like we said earlier, Donkey Kong, not a lot of players use him, but Chico, you can tell he has put in the work with this character. The way he recovers, the way he's able to read his opponents very well. Definitely had a great answer for some of the Pyra and Mythra try the combos, because as you said before, Pyra and Mythra, they can make some pretty good combos, but Donkey Kong, we barely saw a combo be made from Sleepy Joe, so Donkey Kong was able to hang in there and ultimately take that first dub.
Yes, absolutely. Sleepy Joe was trying to get those situations where you can just deal a lot of damage, and in that second game we did see a lot more of those, but Chico was doing a great job of just not letting Sleepy Joe get any momentum in that second game. Even when a stock was taken, there was such a lead that it made it so Chico could really just play on the back foot, or never really play on the back foot, sorry, because very much always ahead definitely helps.
Heck yeah. And it looks like we are getting, I believe, K-More from Marquette into the play. We're still waiting on WSU to send in, and it's now going to be N-City coming in for WSU. So K-More versus N-City, and they're still figuring out some bans. But right now, WSU sitting down 5-0. It's only game one, so they still have a lot of time to come back from this. But they need to send in somebody like N-City who can really flip the game on its heels, and that way, they'll score more points. Obviously, now how they do that is the real question.
Absolutely. Do you know who these characters actually are for this matchup?
So I'm not sure about these characters. K-More, I believe, is a sub, so I haven't seen him play yet. And I've seen N-City play, and I wonder if he's a character from Fire Emblem. I'm not quite sure, but again,
on the topic.
Yeah, I have casted literally both these schools last week and already forgot who they play as. So bad look on my end. But right now, bans are coming in, and it looks like PS2 and Battlefield have been banned, and it looks like Town and City has also been banned, and it looks like the stage is about to be picked in a couple seconds. But what stage would you like to see, PvE?
I'm a big fan of Town and City personally. I like the music on it. I like the look of it. I'm a fan. Though, one interesting thing you brought up about how a sub is playing right now, I do know that some teams, their subs actually are players that they maybe just acquired and want to hide a bit. Don't want to let the beast out a little too early. And, it's a very good tactic in terms of just not showing your full hand.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be Palutena for N-City. K-More's rocking the Captain Falcon. I'm going to solidify both these characters in my brain so I don't forget once again. Or I could just write it down in a document so I can just look at it. That's always really smart. But yeah, and it looks like PS2, once again, why not run it back to the best stage in Smash, if that really is. I like it.
PS2 makes the best games.
I guess that's true. Come on, God of War. What else? Dexter and Jack and Dexter.
Oh wow. N-City just not letting K-More get any time to rest.
Exactly, and Palutena definitely is a pretty good character to use against Captain Falcon. You just keep, Captain Falcon definitely is a close quarters combat fighter. He's got a lot of speed, but you have to get him really, really close to your opponent. So that's where all the Falcon kicks like that come in, and then also some combos to use. But Palutena's got quite an arsenal to go up against in terms of distance fighting, and then also close quarters combat as well. So as we see the neutral air, the spinning step, we've seen that a couple times. That's going to be very, very handy to keep K-More at a distance. Right now, N-City's looking very well as he almost got another stock taken, and he does.
Yeah, that stock taken right there, I'm pretty sure was from the back air, which does have a bit of invincibility. So, it's a very, very difficult move to deal with. All those moves with the shield have invincibility right there. So, it's definitely a difficult move to have to try and get around.
I'm not sure. That was a little bit of a missed opportunity after the recovery from K-More. Just after the, what's that move called when Falcon uppercuts the air? The Shoryuken. Let's just call it Shoryuken.
Falcon dive, I'm pretty sure.
Falcon dive, sure. But literally, what had all the time in the world to just attack while Captain Falcon was flying back down to the stage. A little bit of a missed opportunity, but it doesn't really matter for N-City because the percentage distance, Captain Falcon is close to kill percentage. This could be it right here, folks.
one thing I've noticed actually is that NCT has a very good read on how K-More is going to get back from ledge.
Oh, jeez. Man, N-City is just letting K-More have it right now. Just a great welcome to the league for K-More. Now. Oh! Quick script flipped right here. Oh, what?
No,
Hold on. Hold on. I need a replay.
Huh?
But I need a replay. All I know is N-City takes the 3 stock, and how big is that for WSU to take that 3 stock? I am not sure what just happened. It looked like one of those head jumps, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
it
the
just,
footstool.
Footstool. It's just, we gotta get a quick replay of that, because honestly, that was just a heck of a way to just end the fight right there.
Ooh. Yeah, it
Great.
just seemed like this entire game, NCT just had K-More on lock. You know, knowing what they were gonna do every single time. No, it was just that K-More fast fell too much.
I guess so, because you see the recovery. I don't know.
That was just a fast fall down air, because the down air would have stopped happening if they
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it looked like a brief. Yeah, you must be. I think you're right. It looked like a brief footstool as soon as Palutena got on stage, but really, that was just, when you put it that way, that's got to be super unfortunate for K-More. But you know, I believe this is K-More's first match right here in the EGF. If he's indeed one of the new players, could be wrong, but either way, that was quite the welcome NCT gave him. So as we are going into our second match, it looks like Kalos is gonna be the stage. So our first stage today, that's not PS2, and it looks like it's gonna be another, it's still a Pokemon stage either way.
Oh, and switching to
character switch.
Dr. Mario. Okay. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup because Dr. Mario is a character that is kind of slower than, and also just has a bit worse of a recovery than regular Mario, which are already not quite as good as Captain Falcon. So it'll be interesting to see how K-More can actually use this to account for Palutena having very good edge guarding. I don't know if this was necessarily the right choice here.
Yeah, maybe the combos that Dr. Mario can bring is the certain idea that K-More had. Obviously, the Tylenol pills he throws at his opponents, maybe trying to match some of the distant fight or the projectile throwing against Palutena. But yeah, this will be a pretty interesting matchup. There's also the height difference between NCT and K-More's characters, so that might be a factor too, trying to be a short character going up against a tall character to miss some hits. But as we just saw earlier, so far the character switch not going so well.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit more of a tough matchup for Dr. Mario because we saw there, the up B just will not make it back to stage unless you're like very close.
Exactly. Now that was a pretty good down smash move from the Doctor, but either way, still NCT is pretty much in total control of this game so far. The damage percentages are still in K-More's favor just a little bit, but and a great spike trying to get the rebound knockoff right there and taking the first stock that NCT loses today.
Yes, that up B is actually a huge reason to play Dr. Mario because while it's not a great recovery move, it is a fantastic kill move. It will just kill you out of shield for pretty much just breathing on him.
Exactly, you don't want to mess with that move right there. But then the ledge guarding, and there's that recovery not coming in. So already now it's kind of back to scratch, except for the 48 from NCT.
And taking a stock too. So I mean, this is already doing better than the Captain Falcon did. So I think just for getting points on the board, this is definitely a bit better of a decision.
Yep. Oh my goodness. It looks like NC tried to finish it off really, really quick right there. Not quite sure what the move was going to be, but definitely looked like a spike move, or maybe just some sort of throw your opponent off to make sure, like, you know,
Oh,
get a good side kick to the face also is going to end the game for K-More as well. So Wichita State takes this match right here, and they also take the lead as well.
yeah, that went from a 0-5 deficit to now a 7-5 lead. Definitely a very solid spot for Wichita State right now. And hopefully for Marquette, they still got a few good players that are, like, you know, still on deck, because you don't want your first 5 points to be the last 5 points you get as well.
Exactly. Another thing to note about both of these schools, both teams are at the same place, instead of going all remote, instead of quickly trying to join the arena as well. So everybody's gathered, whether if it's a dorm room or if it's their esports hub, wherever it is, they're all in one space. So the connection issues are almost non-existent, if non-existent at all. So just a great way to play some Smash right here. It's good to have everyone back in the same place playing some Smash, and you know, everyone's also safe and taking the proper precautions as well against disease and all that. So it looks like Geonosis for Wichita State will be going in, and he has already banned Final Destination. So we are waiting for Dwizzar's ban, or excuse me, Marquette's ban. Dwizzar's a player. We don't know if he's going to come in or not, and we need to wait for their ban as well.
But Geonosis, that's definitely one of the main names from from these teams. You know, a Bowser player. And
Yes.
Bowsers are actually surprisingly common in this league.
Yeah, I believe he is a Bowser player. Bowser, just a great character, honestly. Just a lot of, you know, definitely the heaviest character in the game. So once you have a heavy character, you gotta dish out as much damage as you can, or you just gotta mess with them off stage to make sure they just don't recover. That's kind of the way it has to go when you go up against a heavy, and Bowser's not gonna make it easy. And it looks like Marquette is sending in Tiny, as well as them banning Battlefield and Town and City. It looks like the stage they have picked is Smashville, so our first non-Pokemon stage tonight. How rare is that?
That's pretty good. I like Smashville's music too. So,
Smashville's poppin'. I love Smashville.
yes. And Smashville is one of those stages that, in general, is a very small stage, gives very little room to run away. So, depending on what character...
I believe Tiny is a Jigglypuff character. Yep. K-More with the, or excuse me, it is Tiny with the Jigglypuff and Geonosis with the Bowser. Tiny character, tiny stage, and Bowser's going to be operating in a little bit of a tight space, but it's not going to be too much of a problem for him, I don't think.
He's definitely going to have to play the keep away game, though, because Jigglypuff is second lightest character in the game, and Bowser has a lot of kill power.
Speaking of keep away from the stage, keep away from the ledge. Already a great start for Geonosis.
This is exactly what Wichita State needed. Getting that early stock, you know, just keep the momentum going from that last game.
Exactly. Yeah, you definitely gotta watch out for Jigglypuff's recovery. All you have to do is keep pressing up on the analog stick or X or Y, and you'll be back on the stage in no time. But definitely gotta use those heavy moves against Jigglypuff. She is, like you said, super, super light, and Bowser is the heaviest character, so this is definitely... Oh my goodness, that kind of flipped the script right there.
Yeah, the edge guarding from Jigglypuff is definitely solid. Bowser definitely also has like a bit easier of a recovery to exploit, especially when you've got such a very good like horizontally ranged moves like Jigglypuff does.
Exactly. Definitely the... Oh no, I don't think he meant to do that. But it works out in his favor. works out in his favor, able to get back up in no time. If Tiny King just let him just, oh, but at what cost?
Worth it. Worth it. Worth it in my opinion. Like, you're already at kill percent against Bowser. You may as well just bring it back to 0. And these two players are on a fresh stock. It's practically a 1-stock game at 5 minutes.
Exactly. Definitely, yep. It was quite price to pay, but you know, it's like you're investing in Netflix when it first came out. I think Tiny King might be just fine, although the damage percentages say otherwise. But we'll see how great the whack from Geonosis comes in. Either way, only 1 point for WSU to increase their lead to 3 as Geonosis takes this first game.
So, the reason why
Great match.
Tiny King kept doing those pounds there off stage at the end there was because they ran out of jumps. So, that's the main way Jigglypuff recovers. And once you run out of jumps and then get 2-framed, you're kind of just out of luck.
Yeah, you definitely want to save some jumps for yourself so you can get back up. And there it was, like that very first stock right there with the fire breath. But this was a great move right here. Just get Bowser up in the air and then just use all your side moves like that kick. And then this highlight play right here, the investment that wasn't meant to be. But either way, great first start for both players. Honestly, it looks like Geonosis had the edge at first, but Tiny able to quickly turn things around. So going into this next match, which I believe the stage is going to be running back to PS2, this looks pretty even to me, but I'm really looking forward to how the stage impacts this next fight.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see because this does give Jigglypuff a bit more room to, you know, be a bit more mobile. Because Smashville definitely gave very little room, you know, and sort of let Bowser just control the pace.
And there's that fire breath again. Almost got a similar stock to from that first match, but not quite able to do it right there. And a great up move from Geonosis. 92 to 37. I don't like those percentage odds, especially with characters at their weights that they're at.
Ooh, I love that usage of the forward air there, actually. To just cover the recovery a little bit, you know, going a bit above the ledge. Because Geonosis was probably planning on 2-framing instead.
Great angle with the fire breath, too. Uh-oh. Look out for that. Look out for the side move. Uh-oh.
That's the rest.
What's going to happen?
Or the forward smash. Yeah, actually, I completely agree with that decision. Because rest can be kind of risky sometimes.
Yeah, and as you saw, Geonosis was waking up rather quickly too. So great decision from Tiny, even though he just lost a stock right there to even things up. But still, nonetheless, don't want to use your rest yet. Just do something, play it safe. Don't have to be too flashy whatsoever. Whatever gives you a stock, gives you a stock. So at the end of the day, you're trying to get some points. You're not trying to show off your moves.
And I completely agree, especially against Bowser. Playing it safe is probably the best idea, because this character could kill you at like criminally low percents, and honestly, you just don't interact with that.
Exactly. And the fire breath able to break up the sleepy time. And that downs the spike off the stage. Just basically the equivalent of spiking a ball. Oh no. You didn't want to do that.
Wait,
and kind of hesitated a little bit too.
Yeah, I think Geonosis was trying to think how he wanted to punish that.
I think that's a great way to punish right there, just finishing off the stock right there. That's a great way to do it. And now, just in a heartbeat, Geonosis takes this next match, and WSU's just riding the waves right now at sitting at what? I think it's 11? 11 to 5?
12, because
12 to 5?
Because it was 7 after the first match. Then then that's another 5 points because it was a 1-stock and a 2-stock.
Okay. Yep, 12 to 5 for WSU. They are just sitting pretty right now. That first match has not reflected their performance so far, as they have just been dominating right now, especially with Geonosis coming in, trying to mop the floor, playing a little bit of spike ball with Jigglypuff, and then just sending it to round 4 of this next set. And speaking of round 4, WSU is going to be sending in Lenny. Now, Lenny's a great character. I think, oh boy, he's either Mega Man or he's Pokemon Trainer. But I'm
Two very
not
different
sure.
characters, but
Or C, which is I just don't know who he plays as.
But another thing to consider about this match right now, there's only 2 sets left, and you can get at minimum 4 points from winning a set. So Marquette has to win these next 2, because if Wichita State wins one more set, it's impossible for Marquette to actually make it back.
Exactly. If they want the lead, basically what they have to do is back-to-back 3 stocks. So that just gives them 8 points, and then that immediately makes it 13-12, and then we get an exciting game 5. The likelihood how that happens, not quite sure, but as long as you can keep WSU, if they win with only those 4 points, so 1 stock and a 1 stock, and then you get the 2 points extra, that kind of solidifies it right there for WSU. However, if you could get a win just in this matchup, you're still technically in. It would still be pretty much harder for you if you're Marquette, but you gotta just stick it in. You gotta win. Make sure you just gotta win. Keep your hopes up. WSU's playing too good though.
If Marquette wins this next set, then it's anyone's match right here, because 9-12, that's less than a 4-point difference. And if there's less than a 4-point difference, that means that the final match will decide it.
Exactly. And it looks like Quaz is coming in. He's one of the new players for Marquette, and he's actually Pokemon Trainer. So we'll definitely be seeing a Pokemon Trainer in this matchup. I believe it's either Lenny or there it is for WSU. That is Mega Man. I'm not quite sure which one it is. We will definitely find out. Right now, the bans coming in for both schools. Final Destination has been banned. Battlefield has been banned. Town has been banned. So what other place is it to run it to? And it's PS2. I mean,
yep, it's PS2. I mean, the options were PS2 and Smashville, and most people prefer PS2. It's
exactly.
got a very nice platform layout, a very good size. Oh, you were right, Mega Man.
My goodness, I'm on a roll right now. So Pokemon Trainer and Mega Man coming into this next matchup. So this will be quite an interesting matchup. Lindy's a pretty good Mega Man player. We don't see a lot of Mega Mans in tournaments, but I will say I think Lenny, if he entered a tournament as Mega Man, he can go pretty far.
That's pretty good then. And I mean, Quaz is already doing fantastic right now. I mean, look at that. 70% on the board, barely answered here. Just needs like a few more connections, and this could just easily take this stock as well. Because Ivysaur is a character with a lot of kill power, with those up airs, those down airs, just so many options.
Yep. But that Leaf Shield that Lenny's using, that's going to be very, very crucial to go up against this plant. And now going up against Charizard. Right now, the one with the most hit power and kill power being the thickest of the 3 Pokemons. But right now, definitely the Leaf Shield has been very much of use for Lenny. But also playing the projectile game, those up airs with the tornadoes, I think those are up airs or something like that. But using the tornadoes and then the saw blades, great dodge right there. The damage percentage is pretty even, although Quaz can take a pretty good stock right there.
Okay, so that's a fantastic tech check right there. And in addition, it sets a precedent that Quaz can then take advantage of the rest. Oh, whoa. Okay, so even though it's now even stocks here and pretty much even percents. Quas now knows that Linny does have trouble with teching below the stage, and that's huge because that opens up for so many kill options.
Exactly. Right now, Quas is bringing in Squirrel. Squirrel just able to just dish out damage. Not the best kill power, probably the worst kill power out of the three, but able to just, with the moves, the twists and twirls we see from Squirrel, able to rack up a lot of damage rather quick. Already seeing Charizard come out pretty early right here. Linny sitting at 73. This is potential, a little bit of potential to get an easy stock real quick. Not quite so at 73, especially when Linny's just throwing hands at you.
So, these are both actually very close right now, and it's down to like who could get a good connection here. But I think that Quas does have a bit better range here, especially because of that tail. That tail is like a huge disjoint.
My goodness.
Ooh.
Oh, that hurt them both.
And that was a really interesting situation as well, because that also put them into a scramble off stage, but neither of them actually took advantage.
But Quas is going to go ahead and take that quick stock right there. Linny's going to try to work super quick to find out how to take this next stock without taking any damage. And it's just going to be a simple blast from his hand cannon. And now we're sitting at 2 goose eggs.
And an interesting thing that's been about this entire game, both of those stocks were taken in ways that have actually set precedents and sort of revealed a lot about both of these players. Sort of showing when it's in those offstage scrambles, neither of them are ones to take offense. They're actually ones to actually try and just get back as soon as possible. Which does mean that if one of them decides to sort of mix it up a bit, they could really get a huge read on either of these players.
Yeah, and if I'm Quas, I gotta switch to Charizard right now, because Ivysaur is still pretty late in terms of percentage of where he's at, so I might as well switch over to Charizard before you take a pretty gnarly hit. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, and I'm loving these tether recoveries from Quas right now. And also, it's looking like Linny's look very desperate for a kill here, because those were a lot of up tilts just sort of raw.
Yep, and there's that kill he got right there. But really, just in that last stock, I was going to say Linny was pretty much in control of that final 1-to-1 stock ratio between these two players. Really just only taking, 24% of damage, and Quas was just taking it all. I mean, Linny just was able to basically read his opponent really well. And then once the last stock hit, just decides, you know what, I'm going to go beast mode. Make sure I don't get too much hits on me. But great match, especially these insane replays we're seeing. And here comes the spike. Giving it right back to Quas right there. Man, this is a great matchup. We don't see a lot of Mega Man versus PTs around, but this was probably one of the best matchups between these two characters I've seen.
Yeah, this is definitely like a game that actually showed quite a lot about both of these players as well. You know, we got to see how they react in very specific situations. We got to see sort of these weaknesses that both of these players had as well. Like Linny having a bit of a trouble with those offstage techs. Both of these players, when put into situations that are catch you off guard and now they're both off stage, they both really just want to get back. They don't really try and take advantage of the fact that you're both off stage, so you might be able to get a very cheesy, very cheeky kill. And that does mean that they're both a bit safer players, to say the least, because that's generally what someone who is a bit safer does in those panic situations.
Exactly. And it looks like the bans have come in for WSU, but it looks like they're just already decided to go back to PS2 already. The bans were Battlefield, Yoshi's Island, and Lilat. Honestly, Lilat's, in my opinion, not a fun place. But might as well just go back to PS2 right now. So as soon as, we might be seeing a character swap. Oh, it looks like they already started playing.
Oh, and I didn't even see
How about that?
And he managed to already lose a stock here, so Quas definitely has an. Oh no, sorry.
It's actually Quas lose.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
My goodness,
Oh,
Lenny's
no.
already trying to put this on. Okay.
Oh no.
And a little bit of taunt right there. Never hurt nobody.
If Lenny manages to take this next stock as well and get a 3 stock, it is impossible for Wichita State to actually, for Marquette to actually make a comeback here, because once, like right now, it's already a 5-13 deficit, so it's already an 8-point. It's already 8 points, which is the maximum you can get in one set.
And just right there, I'm not quite sure what, even though he got a stock off right there, the both characters had shield, but then the up special out of shield, I kind of questioned that. I'm not quite sure what Quas was going for on that move. You know, trying to get some damage, able to get a stock anyway, but definitely didn't suffer any consequences right there, as now he's at 81% with 1 stock. Lenny is just popping off right now, trying to find any answer to just quickly close this out.
Absolutely, and Quas knows that they have to win this game, because otherwise the match is essentially over. So
Exactly.
there's a lot of pressure in this situation, and it's going to be interesting to see how Quas actually deals with that pressure.
Yeah, oh my goodness. What a great move from Lenny!
Oh!
And a Shoryuken to finish off the match. It's basically, you know, Capcom has the same character as Mega Man and Street Fighter, so it's basically a Shoryuken. That's how I'm going to leave it.
In Mega Man X as well, you do get the option to get
There you
Street
go.
Fighter moves, so...
There you go. Every Capcom game has Shoryuken. Let's just leave it at that. But except Devil May Cry. But anyway, 17-5 Wichita State. Basically, they have already sealed the deal right here. Great match from Lenny.
Yeah, that was destructive there. Like so powerful. And at this point, this is just for the points. And that game alone gave another 4 points because of the 2 and then the 2 to finish off from winning the set. So that means that it's 17-5. I think Wichita wants to get it to at least 20 points, so they're probably gonna, opt in for trying to do as much damage as possible here.
Yeah, they're definitely wanting to make a statement in the EGF. You know, what we said it again. We said it before. We'll say it again. Losing their very first game was against Mississippi State, so definitely going up against like one of the best teams, if not the best teams, as their title reflects right now. So they want to prove to everybody they're definitely one of the top characters right now. So it looks like, to finish it off, there it is for WSU's coming in, and Dwizzar's finally making his appearance for Marquette. Smashville has been banned. Final Destination and Town and City have been banned. Placing your bets, people, in the chat, which stage it's going to be.
I think
if you guess PS2, it's like the 90% chance you get it, if not 100, because it is PS2.
Wow. And apparently,
Insane.
it's N City's 21st birthday as well. So
Hey,
so
happy birthday, N City! Great win, and we're seeing Yoshi and Young Link right here, both in pink. I think being pink is definitely very important in this matchup.
I know a lot of people love those pink colors. It's a very nice color, honestly. I can understand it.
Heck yeah, you gotta support breast cancer awareness, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Uh-oh. Well, we just lost the signal, so we'll just come right back over here. So we'll try to get that fixed up, but from what we saw earlier, it looks like there it is, definitely laying some haymakers on Dwizzar right now as he plays Yoshi.
Yes, and these are definitely like Young Link is a character that you definitely want to play a bit more patiently, because you want to sort of zone out a bit and then gradually get closer in, because you want to sort of use those zoning tools to frustrate your opponent a bit, find out how they defend, so then you can sort of go around that defense. And
Exactly.
that's pretty important against Yoshi as well, because Yoshi is a character that has armor on double jump. So sort of figuring out how to deal with that is definitely helpful.
Yep. And we're just looking right now to see what the connection is. It's just a little bit of production right now. Even though Wichita State has, there's a thunderstorm in the area right now, so that could be messing with some of the connection as well. But it doesn't look like it is. Right now, they're just dropping in a new arena. I'm in Wichita right now, so I can definitely kind of hear the thunder right now and all the rain. So, you know, weather affects esports too, not just regular sports.
Your esports event getting rained out is a very, very possible reality.
Exactly. You gotta think of all the possibilities. But so from what we just saw with Young Link and Yoshi, in your opinion, PV, who do you think has, in terms of just characters in general, who would you give the edge to in this case?
I would give the edge to Young Link, just because of the fact that Young Link is a character that sort of has tools to deal with most of the cast, but also Yoshi's a character that's not as much like a, okay, I'm gonna counterpick the matchup. It's, do I know the matchup? Because Yoshi's a character that's very strange, to say the least.
Yes, definitely very strange. Definitely, in some cases, pretty annoying to go up against, especially in just casual play. So as yeah, I have to agree with you. Young Link just has a lot of projectiles, and it looks like the arena is back up. Thank goodness. We're starting at even percentages. So back to how they began earlier. So they're just gonna jump right into it and fight. No self damage or anything like that. So we're just gonna jump right back into things. And also that move from Young Link as well. Just all the neutral game and spinning moves. Definitely probably the best Link out of all 3 Links in Ultimate.
I mean, there is a regular Link that's top 50 in the world, so all the Links do have quite a bit of potential here.
Definitely, but in terms of like Young Link, the projectiles, like the bomb arrows, I think kind of the better of all the arrows. And he's also, you know, he's not the fastest Link that goes to Toon Link, but he's got a lot of speed to deal with, so you gotta watch out. Exactly. And as we're seeing right now, we're seeing all that speed going in, as there it is. It's dropping 152% while he's sitting clean at 17.
Ooh,
my goodness, he's just tossing him around at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, just a bit more percent and that up throw will be able to kill, so they had the right idea, just we're a little bit too early.
Ooh, my goodness.
Yeah, this is oh my, I've never seen that move kill before. I've never seen Fire Arrow kill in my entire life.
Well, when you're sitting at almost 200%, you got a good chance to kill with basically a love tap. So
that's true.
Especially if you're a Yoshi, but definitely, yeah, definitely one of the rare moves we saw, but definitely going to be a highlight play for there it is.
For sure.
Out of that move, because that was, the timing was incredible as well.
I was about to talk about the timing, because online timing, stuff like that is so difficult, because you pretty much have you have to like react twice as early because of the fact that the input delay online, even in the best conditions, is pretty much doubled.
Exactly. It's just incredible how like the knowledge of these two characters or these two players, and not just them, but like everyone in Smash EGF, as Yoshi finally gets the stock off, that they know of like every single character. They know every single timing of how their moves are gonna go, and then just able to calculate what to do next in terms of their knowledge of their character. So they'll know. You got to know a lot about characters to be like really, really good at Smash. Just so you know who you go up against.
This game has 80 characters, so you know, knowing a lot about the cast.
Ooh,
I'm actually surprised that Darius made it back there. But I don't know if D-Wizard's choice to taunt there was necessarily a good idea, because now I think that means that Darius is just sort of playing with a mission now. You know,
Yeah.
going, oh, you taunted on me. I am not going to let you win. And
Yeah,
I
and-
mean, look at that.
Yeah, what's the point of taunting? You're down, like, you're not gonna come back and win. 17-5, like, you're not even gonna get the free stock here. Like, you know, just play the game, basically. That's how There It is playing.
Pretty much a full stock lead and some change. So even if the Wizard takes this stock here, it's going to be a very difficult uphill battle.
Oh! There's that stock again. Alright,
Ring-ha.
let's calculate how long it is until... Oh, we're gonna see some combos. Oh!
That's just
It's
the down
actually...
air.
Look at that. Probably not the best decision to take Young Link to the skies, especially when you're at that high percentage, because whatever move that was from Young Link basically ended this match, sitting 18-5. Just one more match to go, and Wichita State now has 1, 2, 4. I did math in my head. 7 games in a row, so definitely a tall task for, you know, if you're Marquette, you're basically just playing to get some points on the board, try to even things out. So there was that play right there.
Even if you lose, you want to make as little of a point deficit as possible, just so that your score for the end of the season and for the conference is as good as possible.
Exactly. Now, going back to that bomb error, do you think that's got a case for being an EGF play of the year?
Oh, for sure. Killing with bomb arrow is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, was that a down air from There It Is?
Yes, it was a down air.
Yes. You know,
That's
just at the final frame. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
See what I did there?
D-Wizar kept juggling, but also saw that There It Is kept going for the down air. So, I mean, if your opponent's going for the down air that often, it's probably unwise to keep chasing them, especially when it gives them more opportunities to hit you with the down air higher and higher up, because that move kills you very early.
Exactly. And now in round 2, we're going to Battlefield. Name Redacted is the song being played. Just love that music. So right now, kind of even percentages until the Wizards started to drop 42 down, and now right back from There It Is. Double projectiles right there with the egg and the boomerang.
And I'm loving this sort of catching play from There It Is, of just seeing where D-Wizard is going to go and then just catching him. And I mean, that's what we saw right there. Catching the attempt at the drop down double jump, and because it got rid of Yoshi's double jump armor, when Yoshi loses the double jump armor, he actually does not launch, he just stops. Which means that you lose all your momentum and you pretty much just fall very slowly to your death. And that's really
not a
leaves
good
a lot
look.
of time. Yeah, leaves a lot of time to think about it.
You pretty much have time to go grab coffee and then come back and then make a move on Yoshi right as the time is going. That's how much time you got. I don't know if that's what you meant, but
yeah, it's a very long death that makes it. That definitely hurts mentally in the matchup.
Yep. Speaking of death, here's a stock right here. Ah, dang it! I tried to call it. Ah, I was close.
Almost called the shot. Oh, but that'll do it.
There it is. If I just waited like 7 seconds, that would.
Yeah, but I mean, this is still a huge lead for There It Is, so D-Wizard definitely has to play very carefully, because they really want to at least take one game off of There It Is. There It Is showing to be like a very strong player at least.
Oh yeah. All WC players are strong. I mean, Genosis, N-City, Lenny, everybody has been showing out and showing up for these matches. So definitely a great shout out to how Wichita State has been playing. Yeah, and then also what's his name? I forgot his name. Who played early?
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. Even though Sleepy Joe didn't get the dub, was able to play well. Oh my goodness.
Don't count D-Wizard out just yet, because I mean, look at that. Already 74% This is doable because Yoshi, now with a lot of rage, does mean that that kill power is way higher than normal.
My goodness.
Oh,
My goodness. And try to catch him with the bomb arrow again. Oh my goodness, the flying tail of death.
Okay.
But it's gonna be the up air, for there it is. And that just seals it with Wichita State. GG's all around for both Marquette and Wichita State. Definitely, you know, after that first match, started out a little bit slow for WCU, but, you know, after a few reps, a few matches, they're able to, you know, finish it off right there. Definitely just a lot of nice moves. It's not a lot of flashiness from WCU, but, you know, they're just able to do the damage they need to do and able to play the game the way they see fit. And that's basically what's going to help win you games. As long as you just know what you're doing and not trying to be flashy, that's all you need to do, and you can go far in this season.
yeah, and I mean, like, it shows that you don't need one exceptionally good player. You need all of your players to just be solid. You know, like for example, Mississippi State is a team that definitely has one exceptional player, but they have lost before, and just off of poor planning. So, you know, meanwhile, players like or teams like Wichita State, there are teams that like no player particularly stands out above the rest, but they all are really, really good.
Yeah, and the chemistry between all these players too. They have pretty good chemistry. They just complement each other really well. And in terms of you know, their practices and everything, I just have to assume they are, you know, on top of things, making sure they put in all the work and just playing their hearts out basically. So definitely just a great matchup from all the players and also from Marquette. Definitely, you know, losing 2 in a row, they have to start figuring things out a little bit. They have some new players. I mean, K Moore, Quaz, they're new, but you know, no time to panic yet. But it's still very early in the season, but just a little bit more practice reps, and then once week 3 comes around, they should be ready. I believe we might be having an interview in a minute or so, but if not, we're gonna go ahead and still just take a quick break. So coming up next, we'll have, I believe, Fairfield versus Quinnipiac. So stick around, you don't want to miss it.